up, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing great. I haven't showered or put on makeup. I have like yesterday's makeup on, so I apologize. But today, we're making basic farmer's cheese out of goat milk. So I just had these 2 quarts, I believe, of goat's milk. Just poured it into here. Depends on whatever amount you want to make, but just pour whatever milk you have. And we're waiting until it gets like a frothy top to the milk right before it starts to boil. And you'll want to just kind of stir it and just kind of gradually heat it. And so we're getting ready. What you'll need is some vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar or just basic white distilled vinegar, whatever. I like to put garlic salt and basil leaves. That's the best stuff. And then any kind of or garlic powder, and then any kind of salt. Usually I'll use like garlic salt. And then I've got some butter muslin and a coriander that we're going to filter the milk in through once it's ready to go. So usually you want to start with a couple tablespoons, but I'm just going to kind of add it and see as we go. All right, so we're almost to the right temperature. It's pretty steamy, and we're just going to start adding the vinegar and just see how that goes. And we're going to just keep stirring it, and you'll start to see it curdle, if I can get the camera out of the way. And we're going to lower the heat or just take it off in a minute, and we're just going to keep adding vinegar. Adding some more. I usually don't want to do this with one hand only, so you'll see it starting to curdle right there. Kind of gets that creaminess, so we're just going to keep adding vinegar. I'm going to add just a bit more for good measure, so, because us Germans think that more is better, so, and I'm just going to kind of remove it from the heat. And you can really see that it's kind of curdling pretty good. And this is basically just curds and whey. And this is not going to make a lot of cheese. Usually you'll want like a gallon, or you could even do like 2 gallons or something like that. But you get the idea. And you'll see these kind of like chunks. And we're just going to keep mixing it. But it's looking pretty good. Not bad. Now you can do stuff with the whey, that like watery, milky stuff that's left. I don't know exactly what, but I've heard you could do things. So if there's any users that are watching this, you YouTubers, let us know what you do with your whey. But yeah, so this looks pretty good. And then you have assistance from a bulldog. That's the best kind of help. This is the kitchen CEO who helps all the operations that go on here at the mini farm. This is tricky cooking with the GoPro, but I'm trying my best for you guys. All right, hold on. Let's scoot that over. Okay. We're just gonna slowly pour this in there. And it's gonna take a while to filter sometimes. So here's where we're currently at, and you'll notice it's just kind of like a pool, but if you dig under here, you got all this cheese. So you just kind of like want to mix it around in the cheesecloth and just kind of separate it out and kind of force it through, kind of scrape it on the bottom so it kind of drains a little bit better. But essentially, this is how we make cheese. Oh my gosh, how exciting. And then it depends on how dry or moist that you want your cheese to be. But at a certain point, what we're going to do is kind of squeeze off this cloth, and then we're going to like push it. So I'll show you. So we're just going to kind of lift these corners. And so here's like our bag of cheese. And there's all the whey. Remember, you can do something with it if you want. You can make recipes and use whey, but I've never used the whey. I don't know what to do with it. So if you guys know of anything, feel free to share your comments. But anyways, and then what we can kind of do is kind of bag it up a little bit more, kind of rotate it or squeeze it, and we're going to kind of just set it like that and then push the spoon against it a little bit. So, and it's just going to kind of squish out all that extra water and milk and all that. All right, there's our ball of cheese, and now we're going to add our seasonings and all that other stuff to it. So hold on. You just want to really go gung-ho on the basil leaves. Because actually, the cheese on its own is actually pretty tasty, but it can be kind of bland. So you want to kind of spice it up. So I'm adding some garlic powder. Maybe I'll try celery salt. Let's see. I don't know whether to use celery salt or onion salt. I usually have, that's pretty good. Sprinkle some of that there and I'll mix it with just basic salt. All right. I'm just gonna take this and just kind of like mix it around. So good. I'm excited to eat. I haven't had dinner yet. And I may just end up eating goat cheese for dinner, which is probably not a healthy, balanced dinner, but that's okay. So, well, it's not okay every day, but tonight we will indulge. So, this is exciting. And I try to eat this within a day or two. I actually don't even like the taste of it after I've refrigerated it because then it tastes really goaty. But as is right now, the fresh goat cheese, it doesn't taste goaty at all. And I'm not talking about like the goaty taste of goat cheese, like what you buy in the market or the grocery store. It's like a different, it kind of just tastes like what they smell like, kind of like a hair taste or whatever. And that's why I don't even pasteurize my milk. I just drink raw milk and it's better for you and all these other cool benefits and it doesn't taste bad, so. Oh, it's pretty good. It's at that point where you're like, do we add more salt or are we pushing the limits? I don't know. We're living on the edge, YouTube, here. I don't know. I think I'll add just a touch more basil to taste delicious. And maybe a little bit more salt. And then I think we're good. I haven't made this since last year because my goats kidded a couple months ago, and now I get to milk them again, so I missed that. I really did miss the raw milk. And it was weird because I hadn't bought raw milk for I haven't bought milk from the store for almost a year. And so it was maybe like January, February, and you don't want to milk your goats for at least the last 2 months while they're pregnant because you don't want to hog all the nutrients and want to give them time. Just like a nice break. You know, they work hard enough and provide so much. So yeah, so it's just really weird going to the store and opening up the thing and grabbing a thing of milk, which is what I grew up with, but it's just different. Okay, so here's our ball of cheese, and now I'm gonna eat it. So that's all you do, YouTube. Milk, vinegar, pour as much vinegar as you want until it starts to curdle and keep mixing it. You know, before that, you wanna bring the milk up to like a little frothy, almost before a boil, a nice simmer. And then add the vinegar, stir it, take it off the heat, keep stirring it, add more vinegar if you need to. And then basically filter it and drain it and strain it. Add your herbs, and then you're ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Take care. Bye-bye.